Hello everyone, welcome to SIUK India webinar. Thank you for joining us today. We are now live with Brunel University. Today we have Dr. Stelios with us who will let us know more about this special webinar session. Please feel free to post all the questions in the chat box on the right. We will answer all the questions after the presentation during the Q&A session. So let's start. Over to you, Dr. Stelios. Sorry.
Thank you very, very much. It's a pleasure to be here presenting Brunel Law School and our postgraduate programs. I can start with saying a few things about myself. I'm a reader in corporate and financial law, and I am the director of postgraduate programs at Brunel Law School. And I have this role for 5 years now, and being an international student myself many years ago, coming to the UK to do a master's after completing my degree in Greece, my home country, I feel that I can understand a lot the thoughts and the requirements of international students, and also the fact that I have traveled around the world, have taught in many different countries, including India as well. I have an idea of the different specificities and the cultural element that there is amongst international students. I will start with, first of all, why would someone like to come to study in the UK? And there are many different reasons and advantages why choosing the UK as your destination to come and study, especially for a postgraduate degree, for an LLM. In the UK, education is a big industry, and there is a lot of investment and a lot of emphasis by the government in creating an environment that is high quality and internationally recognized. Also, there are many different programs that are offering the opportunity to students to improve what they have already and become better students and experience a different philosophy of teaching, of learning, and also be part of a more international cohort, a more international group of students than back in their own countries. Also, being in London is one amazing experience on its own, and being part of an internationally recognized university like Brunel, for example, will improve your CV and your access to the job market after your graduation. And this can be not only the UK and the London market, but also the European Union market for your career. And also, we believe a lot in this idea of having an experience abroad, because you don't come to the UK only to study, you also live for a year, so live abroad, study abroad, and this is something that will make you more experienced personalities since compared to what you were before, and how you will be after this 1 year that you will be studying in the UK. Why Brunel? Brunel is, first of all, a world-recognized university with academics from all around the world who are experts in their field, and they will teach you modules that they are researching on. Also, Brunel is the only university that is all in one campus. So this is a photo of our campus in the area of Uxbridge in West London, in an area full of green, and all the facilities and all the departments of the university can be found in the same campus. So you don't need to take the tube, you don't need to take buses in order to go from one class to the other. Everything is within this modern and compact campus. Also, Brunel has the incredible luck to get students from more than 110 countries. It is one of our advantages and something that we are very, very proud of, that we are having more than 3,000 international students, and there's a huge diversity in where these students are coming from. And we strongly believe that being part of this vibrant and diverse community will make your studies, your studying experience even more advanced, more interesting, and more exciting, because we believe in differences, in diversity, and there is nothing better than being part of a group that you can share ideas, stories, and experiences from more than 110 countries. What we are offering is a variety of different programs that are designed to cover the needs that each one of you are having. So the main program that we are offering in the law school is the LLM, which is a traditional program. And we have 5 different specializations. Again, because different students want to specialize in different areas of law. And we have specialization in commercial law, in financial regulation and corporate law, in international human rights, in intellectual property. And for those of you who are a bit undecided, or they want to mix and match different modules and different areas of law, we have the general LLM. Also, we have a new program, which is an interdisciplinary program. We call it an MA in Law Policy and Practice, which is a degree, a program that we run together with other departments of the university. And this MA has 2 different pathways that you can choose. One is on migration law policy and practice. Migration is a very contemporary topic around the world, not only now with Ukraine, but even before, with Greece and Turkey and Syria. And it's a program that we are offering together with the Department of History, Politics, and we try to give what the name implies, not only the law, not only the policy framework, but also in practice. And I will tell you more about that in a minute. And also the second pathway is on ethics, governance, and compliance, another contemporary and very cutting-edge area that we cover together with the business school and also the Department of Economic and Finance, because compliance and regulation and governance are not purely legal fields. There is a lot of overlap with business, with management, and also with economic and finance. And also we have a postgraduate certificate in intellectual property law, which is for students who do not have a law degree and they want to specialize as patent or trademark attorneys. This is a very specialized course, which is part-time, and we are one of the 3-4 institutions in the UK that we offer it. As you can see, we have a huge variety of programs and specializations to cover different needs from different students. Our LLM, the structure is very, very typical. You have 2 terms, and you can do it either full-time or part-time. Full-time is 1 year, so you can start in September and you will finish in September. But also we have a second entry point in January. So if for any reason you cannot join us in September, you can join us in January, and then you don't have to wait until next September if there is a problem with your graduation, with your visa, with your sponsorship for any reason. In these 2 terms, you can choose different modules based on the specialization. And then at the end, you have to do 1 dissertation, which is compulsory, on a topic that you choose, that you like and you want to work on, and you are working together with a supervisor who is an expert on that specific area of law. So the structure is not very different from the traditional LLM structure with two terms, 2 semesters, plus the dissertation. And then each term contains 4 modules. So you do 4 modules in the first term, 4 modules in the second term, and then the dissertation. And these are the 3 components of our postgraduate programs. And each of these components carries the same amount of credits. So the dissertation is as important as term 1, and then term 1 is as important as term 2. So this is the structure of our LLM, and technically you have to do 8 modules in 2 terms and a dissertation. This is the minimum requirement for graduating with a postgraduate degree in our university. Also, we don't offer you the teaching of the seminars and the lectures, because we know that you are coming from a completely different country, from a completely different system, and you are not familiar, at least at the beginning, about the UK system of higher education. And that's why we offer you a lot of support from the beginning in order to understand how the system works. And also, if you need any type of support during your studies, that there are people who will give you this support. For example, you have a personal tutor who is someone that you can go and ask any question about your career, your modules, your studies, if you have a problem, if something goes not according to the plan. So there is one member of staff who is your own personal advisor. Also, we have tutors who will help you with your study skills, because many of you haven't studied in English in your first degree, or even if you have studied in English, postgraduate studies are different than undergraduate. So there is a whole different system of teaching and learning, and there are certain skills that we need to teach you. Also, we have career advisor just for law, because we want not only to do the LLM and finish with it, but also we want to help you get a job or a different job or a new job after you graduate. And in general, every member of staff, every professor here in the university has office hours during which every week you can just go, knock the door, make an appointment, and see them and have any discussion. So there is a lot of support, because we recognize that you're here only for 1 year, and time flies, of course, but at the same time, you are arriving in a new place, in a new environment, and you are having a lot of questions, and you really need quite a bit of support. That's why we have all these different levels of support in order to make you feel at home and answer all these questions that you are having. Also, something that we are really, really proud of is our new placement service. So as part of your degree, you can do a placement of 6 months or 1 year after you complete your dissertation. Or if you don't have so much time available, you can do a smaller, shorter internship that can be between 3 and 12 weeks. We have a huge network of more than 1,500 companies across different sectors. So they can be law firms, they can be companies, they can be organizations, NGOs, charities, all types of different employers that you can apply and get a placement or an internship after the completion of the studies, because we have taken advantage of the new rules with visa. It's called the Graduate Entrepreneur Scheme, that allows the international students to stay for up to 2 years after the completion of the studies in order to work, to start a business, to do a placement for many different reasons. So that's something that you can do as part of your degree. So you will get an LLM with a placement or an LLM with an internship. And we give you this opportunity. These opportunities are paid, so not for free, and it will be on your diploma. We will tell you more information from day one when you arrive with our career advisor and our professional development center who will help you apply, fix your CV, improve your CV, and with the whole application process, and in order to secure this placement. That's something that we have started a year ago, and it's working excellent. It has been very popular with our international students, and it's something that we want to offer as well, apart from the purely academic part of the LLM, of the masters. I mentioned before that we have an MA in migration law policy and practice, but beyond that, we also send students twice a year in Greece as part of our Brunel Athens Refugee Project to work with real refugees in Greece. So we have Professor Xanthaki, who is also a UN rapporteur, the United Nations, on cultural rights, and together with the Greek Ombudsman on human rights, we get students for free, of course, to work for 1 week with real refugees in real conditions in Athens, in Thessaloniki, and in other places. And students come back with a real life experience working in such a challenging environment. So that's something that you can do as an LLM student without having to do the MA in migration, and it's completely voluntary. And we are interested in showing students also the practical element of academia, not only the books and the articles that you need to read. Also, Brunel offers every year more than 120 scholarships for international students. It's a very competitive process, but you can check our website and you can apply for the scholarship before you apply for the masters, or after you apply for the masters. And if you win the scholarship, it's something that can help a lot with your with the financial part of your studies. So although it's competitive and we get a lot of applications every year for these scholarships, by all means, feel free to apply for it. All our students who get an offer for studying LLM will also get guaranteed accommodation on campus. You don't have to stay on campus. It's completely up to you, but you get the opportunity to have a room together with your offer to study. And we have different types of accommodations which are on campus, so you don't need to travel to go to your house, to your accommodation. And there are many different options of suites, standard rooms, studio flats, and different durations of contracts for the tenancy, okay, which includes vacations for those of you who do not want to travel during the Christmas period or the Easter break to your home countries. And also it's part of the experience of living abroad and studying abroad, because you will be in a room, in a flat with people from anywhere around the world. Again, on our website, in our accommodation section, you can also take a virtual tour of our halls of residence, and you can see how your room will look like and which of the different options you like more. But of course, if you don't want and you prefer to rent a flat, there are also many options around campus or anywhere in the area. We are also working very, very closely with Jindal Global University outside Delhi. And we have a partnership agreement for a dual LLM. As part of this agreement, we are offering the students the opportunity to do this dual LLM, which is basically you do 1 year in Jindal, so you complete 2 semesters in the campus of OP Jindal Global University, and then you are doing your dissertation, which is co-supervised from academics from Jindal and from Brunel, and then you are coming in London for another 2 semesters in Brunel University. In this way, you get the opportunity of getting a double LLM from both universities, but in a shorter period of time, and of course with less expenses than if you were doing 2 different masters. In India, the master is typically 2 years. So through this collaboration, we give you the opportunity of having the benefit of a master's from a well-established Indian university, but also the opportunity of having a degree from a UK university and also live and study in the UK. So it's like we say in English, killing 2 birds with 1 stone, having 2 benefits at the same time. So that's something that we are also we are very, very proud of, and we are working very closely with Jindal, not only in teaching but also in research collaborations, and we consider them a very, very close partner of us. You are also welcome to follow us on social media. We have active accounts on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, but also you can follow the members of the law staff on Instagram and on LinkedIn, but also the Brunel Law School, and not only the university, and all and our students as well, in order to get an idea of the different activities that we are creating, the different talks, seminars, everything that all the events that take place on campus, and you can get a flavor of the student activities, the academic activities, the students, the diversity, and be aware of what's happening at Brunel. So feel free to join us and contact us through social media, not only through email and our website. This is what I wanted to tell you about Brunel Law School, Brunel University, and our postgraduate programs. I try to cover the big main topics and the main issues that we are offering and we are very, very proud of. And I'm very happy to answer any questions that you are having, and if there was something that it was not covered, but also if you would like to ask some more information about any of these specific issues. Thank you very, very much for your attention, and it'll be my pleasure to hear your questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Stelios, for such a knowledgeable presentation. Just 1 second. Sorry about my dog. So thank you so much, Dr. Stelios, for such a knowledgeable presentation. We are now moving towards the Q&A session. The first question: will I be able to join my PhD program in this university?
Yes, of course. We have quite a few of our LLM students who do very well, and then they can progress with a PhD in Brunel. And because they are also students of Brunel, there is also a discount doing their PhD. So it's one of the very, very usual career options, career trajectories that some of our LLM students are doing. In law, is unusual to go from undergraduate to PhD without an LLM, unlike in sciences. So after the LLM, we can definitely support you and help you in applying for a PhD, and of course you can be accepted and do it with us here, of course.
Thank you. The next question. Does Brunel have January intake or for master's program? Can I defer my September application to Jan?
Yes, we have 2 entry points, one in September and one in January. And it's completely up to the student when they prefer to come. There is absolutely no difference in the structure of the course or the modules or anything else. We have inductions in January, induction in September. We have all the different activities for students, regardless of if they start in January or they start in September. So they can contact the admissions team if the student has an offer, and they can defer to January or to September based on what they prefer best, of course.
Thank you. The next question. I have 1 year of gap after my 12th grade. Can I apply for graduation in law?
The LLM program is for 1 year. So
sorry to interrupt. The student is asking after 12th grade, like he's asking about the graduation. Like, is he allowed to enter the university after having a 1 year gap after his 12th?
Definitely. There is no limitation, and there is no requirement that someone needs to start their master's immediately after the end of the undergraduate program. Actually, we get students who are doing a master's 5, 10, 15, 20 years after the graduation. They can work first and then come back for an LLM. It's completely up to the student. There is no requirement and no expectation from our side or anybody else to apply and start the LLM after they graduate. They can do a gap year, they can work, they can. It's completely up to the applicant. No issue at all.
Thank you. The next question. Just one. Yeah, the next question the student is asking, can I enroll myself in Masters in Law, Policy and Practice without any work experience?
Yes. It's not one of the formal requirements to have working experience. We get students who just finish their degree and they apply for a master's. So no practical experience is required. For someone with a law degree, there is absolutely no such requirement. Such requirement would be present for someone who comes from a non-law background, because they will need to have a bit of background and a bit of a basis, a bit of foundation on law, legal background, before they apply for an LLM. But if they are having an undergraduate degree in law, then there is no need for any working experience.
Thank you. The next question. What is the employability rate for law postgraduates? Is a post-study work visa available after doing LLM?
What the students will do after their graduation depends on their own career aspirations and plans. But as I mentioned before, we have a career advisor who works with the students from the beginning, from day one, and they can help them apply for jobs, apply for internships, get different opportunities. There are also law fairs with employers, law firms on campus once or twice a year in order to for students to have some connections and some discussions with future employers. The only thing that I would like to mention is that if someone has a degree in a law degree in India, for example, and then come in the UK to do a master's, they cannot qualify in the UK for becoming solicitors or barristers. This is a standard procedure, not even for British students. In order to qualify in the UK as a solicitor or a barrister, you need to complete a 1-year course. It's called LPC, Legal Practice Course, to become a solicitor, or the bar in order to become a barrister. And this is for all students of all nationalities. So the students cannot qualify after the LLM, but this is not because Brunel or because of the LLM. It's a standard requirement for all students, including British students. But other than that, you can have a career in a law firm, you can have a career in a company, in compliance, in an NGO, non-governmental organization, in a non-profit organization, in anything. Law is a key that opens a lot of doors in terms of career.
Thank you. The next question. What is the fee structure for the LLM and any scope of scholarships?
We have there are 2 tiers of fees. There is the home fees for home and European students, European Union students, and the international fees for international students. And in the presentation before, I mentioned the possibility to apply for a scholarship. There are more than 120 scholarships available on a competitive basis. For students, for international students only. So all applicants can apply. There are no requirements specifically about income or where they are coming from. So they can apply and they can get a scholarship that covers the tuition fees.
Thank you. The next question. Hi, I am from secretarial and finance background, interested in LLM corporate. Is legal studies mandatory for this course?
No, there is no requirement to have a law degree in order to apply and be accepted for the LLM. Actually, we get quite a few students with finance, accounting, or business background who are taking our course. And we don't expect you to have a very deep knowledge of law in general. So you can apply, just be prepared for a different type of studies, different type of material, different type of sources that you will be reading in order to do your master's in each module. But you will not be the only one. We get students from very diverse backgrounds, even from psychology or from languages, history, many different backgrounds. But someone with your background applying for the LLM in corporate and financial law, financial regulation, it's completely appropriate because we will be talking about financial markets, how companies and banks and supervision works. So there will be concepts that will be familiar for you, just from a bit more legal perspective compared to what you have done on your undergraduate. But definitely there is no problem at all.
Thank you. The next question. What is the employability rate for postgraduates of intellectual property law?
I don't have any statistics in my hands now, and the reason for that is that students go back to their countries after the LLM, and then not everybody is keeping in touch with us and our alumni office. So it's very hard to trace every student every year. However, the the specialization on intellectual property that you mentioned is one of the areas that we are very powerful and very well known in the UK. And we have more contacts with our students. So what I can tell you is that, for example, last year, although we had COVID and lockdowns and many restrictions, we had 10 students of our LLM course in intellectual property who got jobs in the UK from UK companies working online or remotely after the LLM. And for, in particular, for our PG Cert postgraduate certificate in intellectual property, then the employment rate goes up to 90% to the students who are completing this course, and they proceed becoming patent or trademark attorneys. Because our LLM and postgraduate certificate, it is accredited by the IP Reg, the regulatory body on intellectual property practitioners. So it's a recognized degree, and you need one of these recognitions in order to apply for different jobs, especially to become patent or trademark attorney. So it's quite high, but I cannot give you more percentages for the reason that I explained.
Thank you. The next question. What are the common partner companies for law careers at university that university partners with?
We have more than 1,500 companies, and because also we have the option for placement in our undergraduate program as well. We have companies, law firms from Magic Circle up to high street firms. We have companies dealing with compliance, with financial markets, with aviation, car factories. Also, we are having NGOs about protection of human rights, refugees, migrants, and many different employers working with artificial intelligence, for example, for our students. Again, every student coming from a different country has a different idea about the future and different plan for their career. So we are trying to give them as many options as possible. And the fact that we have been having this placement option for our undergraduate students for more than 7-8 years now has given us a good basis to extend it to our LLM. And although in the LLM, now it's the second year that it is running, it has been extremely successful, and we get a lot of students, especially from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, that they are taking advantage of this opportunity, that they can stay in the UK for 1 more year and get a placement. And we have different options based on the specialization that they want to pursue.
Thank you. The next question. Is there housing available for students through the university? By housing, they mean the accommodation.
Yes, as mentioned before, every student with an offer gets also the opportunity to have a room in our student accommodation. And then if the students want something else or something different, they can negotiate that with accommodation office directly. But the offer of studies comes with accommodation, of course.
Thank you. The next question. Do you provide internships or part-time jobs assistance during the course?
I talked about placement, so there is the opportunity for students to do either a placement, 6 months or 12 months, or an internship of 3 to 12 weeks, which is...
Sorry to interrupt. By part-time jobs, they mean the extra job which they do to like survival purpose and the other things, like they want to do part-time jobs for international students during the course.
Okay. we have a career advisor who can help students with any jobs that they can apply. And also there are jobs in the university, in the shops and in the different employees that they
Dr.
are.
Stelios, we do have a dedicated job shop which advertises all the local jobs in our area, and we do have at Brunel that we have like most of the students working as ambassadors in our campus and assisting them and paying them like £10 an hour, which is above the national wage rate in the UK, and which I appreciate that most of the students love and they encourage about it. They enjoy the part of being present in the college, having their time, and even earning. That's the part-time. What you said, Deepika, their part-time income that would sustain them and would help them sustain themselves in the UK.
Yeah, thank you, Akshay.
I can confirm that we have worked a lot of times with students, and it is very helpful for us to have students helping in open days or in different events as ambassadors. And it's true that everything that students are doing is paid, and definitely above the minimum wage, which is also a very important element. We just cannot guarantee those jobs are for everyone, but students who are interested can definitely get some of this part-time working experience. And thanks for the clarification on that.
Thank you. The next question. What is the application requirements and process for LLM?
The application is quite straightforward. You can apply online. You can follow the link on our website, depending on which LLM or MA you want to apply for. And the only documentations that you need is 2 reference letters and a personal statement. In the personal statement, basically, you explain why you chose Brunel and why you chose this particular course, this particular program to study, and 2 references, which can be either academic or professional from work or one-on-one, about your skills and your character. So the application, a personal statement, and 2 reference letters, nothing else. Very, very simple and straightforward.
Thank you. The next question. What is the application deadline? What's the IELTS score needed? Can I apply without IELTS?
There is no deadline for getting applications, and having 2 entry points, one in September and one in January, gives you more flexibility about applying for a visa and being ready with your sponsor or with your other requirements. For example, if you are interested in starting in September, it could be good to apply by July so that there is enough time to get your visa, get your answer, get accommodation, and be ready for the beginning of term in mid-September. Equally, if you want to start in January, it would be good to apply by the end of November for the same reasons. Mostly for students, from international students who do not have a British passport. If you don't need a visa, then things are much easier, much simpler. But I would allow 1 or 2 months beforehand just to be on the safe side. In terms of IELTS and English, you need 6.5 on the IELTS, or you can have the TOEFL. You don't only need the IELTS. There are different alternatives. You can the only way that you can get an exception from the English language course is if you have done all your studies in English from the beginning till the end. And the only other way that you can avoid it, or if you don't have the right score for the IELTS, there is also pre-sessional English language courses, which you can do at Brunel, that are normally for 1 semester or half semester. And then when you finish when you complete these courses, you can continue with the LLM.
We have covered all the questions from the chat box. Many thanks for answering all the questions so well and sharing your knowledge with us. We are now moving towards the end of this seminar. I would request if you have any final words for the students who are watching us live right now.
I would like to thank everyone for the attention and for the questions. They were very interesting. If anyone has more questions or wants some more clarifications, they can contact me directly, or they can contact our inquiries department, and we will be very happy to help them with anything that they want, with the application, with the languages, with the visa, anything, and we will be very happy to see them in September or in January next year in one of our programs. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words. To all the audience, if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact our SI UK India offices. We'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you so much everyone for your valuable time today.